leftover women crying because men have moved on and left the dating game for good. So let's see what's going on here with these chicks.
Very unpopular opinion, but men lose value.
Fellas, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're exploring a hot topic: leftover women crying because men have moved on and left the dating game for good. This trend is causing quite a stir and sparking intense conversations about modern relationships and dating dynamics. We'll delve into why men are opting out and the impact it's having on women.
That's definitely true. All these men, these young men, these older men, men in general, deciding not to date women certainly has sparked a lot of discussions from many different types of groups, political groups, religious groups, liberal groups. A lot of different people talking about this because it's something that people can't ignore. The amount of virgin men increasing, the amount of men choosing to be single increasing, the amount of men opting out of marriage increasing, definitely causing lots of discussion. That is true.
Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos. Let's jump right in and break it all down.
Okay, I just got back from the gym, and this might be a super hot take, but in my opinion, if you are using dating apps, you don't even deserve to go on dates. And I know that sounds crazy, but I am so sick of dating app culture. Like, if you don't have enough courage to just go up and ask someone out or start a conversation with them in public, you don't deserve to be like out on dates. And I stand by that. Men of this generation need to like grow some balls and just start asking girls out instead of hiding behind a little screen.
Women today often express discomfort with being approached
Was she talking?
in public, feeling unsafe and quick to label men as creeps. This reaction, while rooted in legitimate concerns for personal safety, has contributed to a cultural shift that discourages spontaneous social interactions. Many men now avoid approaching women altogether, fearing public shaming and ridicule on social media. Women have created an environment where respectful, genuine approaches are met with suspicion and hostility.
It's feminism. You can thank feminism, women. That's the thing. You know, I hear about this whole, how can we stop the war between men and women? How can we end this gender war? And it's like, well, here's the thing. Maybe there shouldn't have ever been one gender attacking the other gender, right? It's funny how now that men are pushing back, there's a gender war, right? But the decades of man-hating that's been occurring, nobody really gave a shit until men started to push back, and all of a sudden it's a problem. This needs to end. But it's like, well, you know, maybe there shouldn't have ever been one gender attacking the other. You know, you can thank feminism. Why aren't men approaching? You can thank feminism. You can thank dating apps. You can thank just sort of this dystopian world we live in. Things are different, all right? And you get women like this who talk with their tits. Come on. I see what you're doing, lady. And I guess I'm not that mad at it.
Set high expectations for interactions, often equating any uninvited attention with harassment. This behavior not only discourages men from...
I will say, though, like women leading with their... Or like when I see women out in public dressing in a really like scandalous way, like maybe that used to be like nice to see, but at this point it's so saturated and it's so like played out, and I see it everywhere. It's kind of like I'm just burnt out in a way. And I find a lot of these chicks to be, it's just annoying. It's like, okay, another day with a chick leading with her tits and ass. What else is new, right?
Engaging, but also promotes a culture where fear and misunderstanding prevail over natural, respectful connections. The current state of social dynamics is largely a result of women's attitudes towards being approached. By reacting with extreme caution and often public condemnation, they have fostered a climate where men feel it is safer to stay away. Women's constant emphasis on feeling unsafe and their readiness to share negative experiences on social media has led to a situation where men are reluctant to engage for fear of being labeled negatively. Women need to reflect on how their actions contribute to this situation. While it is crucial to maintain personal safety and set boundaries, the blanket approach of treating all interactions as potential threats stifles genuine social connections. If women continue to vilify men for approaching them, they will only deepen the divide between the genders, making it increasingly difficult to form natural...
Yeah, I mean, we hear a lot of it. It's like, we have some women saying, stop approaching me. Oh my God, I got catcalled today. Oh my God, a guy spoke to me and now I feel scared, and I'm scared for my safety. I think he's gonna track me down. And then on the other hand, you have other women like, why won't they approach? Why aren't men approaching? It's just back and forth. We hear two things from two different sides, and it's just, yeah, that the fact that there is a conflicting message is going to create friction for sure on whether or not you get men that want to do it, right? And then, like I said earlier, it's things are online. It's not super necessary. Juice isn't really that great, right? Juice you get from the squeeze. And this is why you get a lot of men opting out of it. All right, let's move on to this next one.
I did it. I did it.
What'd you do? Okay, here we go. All right, fantastic.
I gave him opportunity after opportunity to change his mind, and I did it. I was just being strung along. I blocked him. I was hurting my own feelings so bad, hanging on to something that's not there. I did it. Now what? Like what? Now what? Like why? I gave you opportunity after opportunity to fix it. 2 weeks. 2 weeks worth of opportunity to fix it.
What is she
Can't
talking
believe we've
about?
been broken up for 2 weeks. You weren't supposed to quit on me. Because I just had to do something I never wanted to do. Ever. Because
Okay, so it sounds like she broke up with the guy 2 weeks ago, and he just kind of hasn't really been fighting for her. She dumped him. She's like, we've been broken up for 2 weeks. I didn't want to do it, but I did it. I gave you all the time in the world, and yet you're not coming back to me. That's what it sounds like, right?
I'm the last resort option. Always happened.
Now she's playing victim? Is that what's going on here?
So I don't know. I guess it's time to start living for Lexi. One of my followers said that the other day, and I was like, you know what? You're right. We're gonna start living for Lexi. I stopped doing that for so long because you meant the fucking world to me. But I don't mean the world to you. Damn, does that hurt?
You know, imagine you are seeing this girl and you are dating this girl, and then, you know, this woman is talking about you, and then you go to her TikTok page, and this is like how she behaves, and these are the things she's saying. She cries on camera. It would make a lot of sense that if a guy were to see this, he would probably kind of be turned off, wouldn't really be that interested in continuing to pursue her. And to me, if like this is her behavior, then I guess it would make sense why a guy wouldn't really want to fight that hard to keep you, because this is weird. And, you know, you've probably already exposed a lot of your personal life. You've probably exposed intimate details about this guy to your followers on TikTok. And it seems like a lot of young women are building up a following on these social media platforms by pretty much divulging their personal details and their personal life. And the people who she is talking about in these clips and these shorts, these TikToks, they're probably not going to like it. They're probably going to get tired of you exposing these things to your following. And it's going to be exhausting. And it's just, yeah, at some point, a guy is probably going to not want to be involved in that anymore. You continue to put out personal details about me to your following. You're here crying on camera talking about our relationship. It's unattractive, and it's going to get frustrating because she's constantly revealing intimate details about you. And who knows, one day she's probably going to dox you, right? And then she's going to talk shit about you and put some dirt on your name. And then who knows how far that rabbit hole goes, you know? And, you know, maybe this clip gets 200,000 views of her just absolutely trashing your name, because this is how she built up her following, gossiping and revealing her personal details and talking about her life. And it's only a matter of time before she starts talking about you, the breakup, She starts saying how you were an emotional abuser, you made her feel unseen and unheard, and you're just this absolute toxic POS. And then the word gets around at your job, your family and friends. Women like this you should probably stay away from, because if they've got a reputation and a history of exposing this shit, why would you want to be a part of it? It just doesn't make sense. And if a guy sees this, the guy she's talking about sees this, it's only going to put him off even more.
But you know what? That's life. I was just talking to my little sister today about how bad I just wanted you to come back. And it's just not happening. And I'm destroying myself over it. Mentally, I couldn't do it anymore.
You know, she's crying on camera.
And it fucking sucks because I feel like mentally I can't do it without you either.
Without you. So she's trying to talk to this guy.
But I guess this is one step in a direction. I don't know that it's going to be a better direction, but a direction versus no direction.
Yeah, and at this point she's rambling on. I'm not interested in hearing her talk anymore. Let's move on.
On my way to a first date, we matched on Hinge. I know nothing besides he's good looking and Christian. This is what I'm wearing. And I'm very excited. I'm actually not nervous. I feel like I used to think first dates were so scary, but then I realized that I'm confident in who I am, and it's really just getting to know someone and deciding if you want to be around them again. So there's no nerves. I'm really hungry.
Let's see. How'd it go?
That did not go well.
Okay.
Very nice guy. Very sweet. Very handsome.
What's the problem?
Very attractive.
What's the
very
problem?
Successful.
What's the problem?
But I feel like I was just like talked at for the last 2 hours. The dinner was great, but
so successful, handsome. What else? What else did she say? Nice, sweet, but I feel like I was talked at. What do you mean? What do you mean? No, she's just looking. She's just looking for reasons to say that this did not go well.
Just like talked at. Okay, not compatible. On to the next.
Poor guy was trying not to be boring. First dates are challenging because both parties are nervous and trying to make a good impression. It's difficult to gauge what's really happening.
Well, this is the thing, right? Women, they want to talk about themselves. Their favorite thing to talk about is themselves. And, you know, if you talk a little bit too much, she's going to say, yeah, you know, you're sweet, nice, successful, handsome, attractive, but you talked too much. And we didn't talk about me enough. So therefore, not compatible. And if you are still out there dating, yeah, you know what to do then, don't you? Don't talk that much. Ask questions because they love to talk about themselves. And it's funny how, like, you know, when you go on these dates with these women, you are going to be expected to lead the conversation and make sure you can kind of shield both of you from any awkward tension, awkward silences. But when you go too much, when you're too proactive, when you're too good at making sure there's no real awkward moments or awkward silences, well, she's going to feel like she was being talked at. She's going to feel unheard. Like she's unheard and unseen because you were talking too much. And even though he was sweet, nice, attractive, and successful, because she felt like she was talked at, they are not compatible. Wonderful.
But it seems like she's the one treating dating like a game, similar to a Chad with too many options. She's looking for fun and excitement, using men as free meal tickets. This woman is clearly the problem. She's overlooking genuine men in favor of immediate thrills. This short-sighted approach will eventually backfire. When she finally hits the wall, she will start questioning where all the good men have gone. The unforgiving...
And here's the thing, like, I understand if he really is talking too much and it's, like, annoying. But the fact that she said he was sweet and nice, well, that tells me that he wasn't being that like insufferable, or he wasn't coming off like that much of a prick. Because if that were true, she wouldn't call him sweet and nice, right? So it's like, well, hold on. Now your statements are kind of contradicting. But whatever. I would say that she does kind of treat this like a game. She documents it. She just likes going out on dates. She likes disqualifying men. She probably likes rejecting them. And she probably likes the excitement that comes with a first date. And she's probably one of these serial daters that, again, obviously she likes to document it. And certainly, like I said earlier, you stay away from women like this for an infinite amount of reasons.
Reality is that these men will have moved on, tired of being used and undervalued by women like her. Instead of giving the guy a fair chance, she quickly friend zones him. She doesn't realize that meaningful connections require time and effort. By constantly seeking excitement and overlooking stability, she's setting herself up for disappointment. As time goes on and her options dwindle, she'll regret not giving good men a chance. The wall is inevitable, and when it comes, she'll find herself alone, wondering where all the good men went. But by then, it will be too late. This is entire...
Yeah, I mean, we always hear about these women. They're like, where's the good men at? And this woman literally just said she met a nice, sweet, attractive, successful man. And she's, well, he talked at me too much. Therefore, I'm going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Essentially, that's what this is. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear you complaining, oh, where are all the good men at? Blah, blah, blah. I would understand more if she was like, this guy was a prick. He was annoying. I felt like I was being talked at. But no, she said he was nice and sweet. So it just doesn't make sense.
...really on her. Men deserve to be valued for who they are, not just what they can provide. If women like her continue to treat dating as a game, they'll miss out on real, lasting relationships. It's time for women to change their perspective and behavior. Respect and genuine interest need to be mutual for any relationship to thrive. Otherwise, both men and women will continue to face disappointment and disillusionment in the dating world.
Very unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyways. Men lose value too.
No, it's a very popular opinion. A lot of you just don't stand on your square. The thing is, a lot of you can type the right comment. You can make the right video. But do you actually apply what you talk about to your day-to-day life? A lot of you have weak boundaries and morals. So you can be super attracted to a man, but your non-negotiable is you don't want kids. Well, you like this man enough where you going to say, forget it. I'm going to play stepmama. Forget it. I'm so desperate, I want to be with him that badly. And don't even get me started if someone can wave some money in your face and you desperate and or broke. And this is why a lot of men don't listen to some women when it comes to advice or women behavior, because y'all may say one thing, but your actions, the things you actually go for, is the polar opposite. So if y'all actually stood on your ground and stood on your principle more, some of these men might not play in your face so much. Just a messenger.
What women say and what they want are often two different things. Men tend to be true to their word, while women are true to their feelings. Feelings, however, come and go. It's crucial to pay attention to a woman's actions.
Well, I mean, what is it? It's like I'm a man of my word. You got that, and then you've got girls just want to have fun. It's like two different things, you know. I mean, I guess I don't know if that's really correlated. Those are just two sayings that came to my mind about men and women. Girls just want to have fun, and then you've got other like more morally sound, like honorable thing. I'm a man of my word. Yeah, I don't know, that type of shit.
Not just her words. Women will break their own rules for the man they genuinely like, while they will enforce every rule strictly on those they don't. This disparity is evident in the way many women handle dating and relationships. They might say they want one thing, but act in a completely different manner when the right person comes along. This inconsistency can be confusing and frustrating for men, who generally prefer straightforwardness and honesty. Men are often told to be chivalrous, attentive, and respectful. Yet, when they adhere to these principles, they find themselves overlooked for those who don't. This mixed messaging leaves many men feeling disillusioned and undervalued.
Yeah, well, being chivalry doesn't build attraction. These women want chivalry from a man they find attractive. Even that, right, can in today's world, it can actually like turn them off, weirdly enough. So it's backwards. Oftentimes these women will say they want these things, but when they're talking about men they're already attracted to, they want these men they're attracted to do these things because it shows signs of availability and it shows signs of like mutual connection and attraction. They don't want these things from a guy they're not already attracted to. Bringing flowers, being chivalrous, being a really sweet, loving guy. You can do all those things, but if you haven't first built attraction, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't want that shit. And this guy that they're attracted to can do none of those things, and they will remain attracted to this guy. So it's like it's all about building attraction first. But that's what I think. That's what I personally have noticed, and I think that's why a lot of guys get confused when they hear these women say they want like a guy, right, chivalrous, flowers, traditional, blah blah blah, and then a guy does this and he doesn't get good treatment. And ultimately, they're describing a man they're already attracted to doing these things so that it can build comfort within them that it's like, oh, he's showing signs of attainment. He's showing signs of reciprocation, reciprocity. They want these things from a man they're already attracted to. And ironically, some of these things can actually destroy or kill attraction. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and leave the video there. So if you enjoyed that, leave a subscription and a like, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.